That's Very Wack.
This is no good.
Despicable.
Hip-hop podcast. Let's go.
Let me show you real hip-hop.
Straight trash, niggas.
I don't think I can enjoy
That
that.
shit's
now.
trash.
That's very...
Yeah, I just feel like it doesn't.
It's not okay.
That wouldn't fly in my part of it. That's just not right.
Very questionable.
I kind of like it. That was crazy. That was really good.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Iron Mike.
Lord D-Rock.
That's the new sound for the new season.
I don't
You
like it.
You don't like
It's sexual.
SK.
you.
SK.
And it's Cosmo. And we're joined by a very special guest today.
Anderson Burrus.
The homie. The
Anderson
cousin.
I've already
He's
said
like the Very Wack Show cousin.
Yeah.
Cool.
For real.
Appreciate it, man.
Facts. Maybe even
He
half
came up with
brother.
that just now.
You might even call it a half brother.
Half brother. I like it. Cool.
Yeah.
Works for me.
What's going on, everybody? Yo, so this is the season 2 premiere.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It
we got
felt
new
like you had to
technology.
count to 2
We
really.
got,
he said season
One.
1.
We started in 2021.
Uno, dos.
So we're done.
It's tough because there's twos and ones.
So everybody who's listening on Spotify, we appreciate you. Spotify or Apple, whatever. But we are upgrading up to video, so you can find us on YouTube now. You can see our beautiful fucking shining faces,
How about that?
our beautiful shining bald heads or head.
Who's that directed at?
Dang.
Shit.
Dang. Our viewership just plummeted.
I literally almost jetted out like Maury style with cameras fobbing.
Everybody on Spotify is just like, what's going on? What?
I got outed.
We got our homeboy Anderson Burrus in the building.
Yeah. What's
The
up?
head of the Very Wack Show half brother.
Yeah.
Good to have you on
Thanks,
here,
man.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a very long time.
You've been a very busy man, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very busy man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just a
A
lot of
celebrity
battle
of
rap stuff.
sorts.
You're famous.
Oh, stop it.
You're
Stop
kind of
it.
famous.
No.
It's getting up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I really am. It's pretty incredible when you reach this kind of level of fame, man.
I will say, like, something like, we're all adults, so like we're all busy and shit, so we don't really get to talk all the time. But I will say something that's been on my mind for a while is like the trajectory you've been having lately. I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you,
Because
man.
you've been doing so good, and I've we've known each other since you were just rapping at the Cypher.
Yeah.
And we were just working together at the radio station.
Yeah.
And you really like did everything you set out to do.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
doing an amazing job, man.
You
really,
say
really proud
just
of you.
rapping at the cipher? Like that's not like that's not
Like
That's not
anyone
the
can rap
entry
at the
point
Cypher.
to hip hop.
I was the president when we met. Okay, I was the president of the Cypher.
No.
Put some respect on my name.
But for the 1% of the global population who doesn't already know who you are, could you give us a brief synopsis
Yeah.
of what you do?
Yeah. For the fans who've been sleeping. I'm. I rap. And I'm a battle rapper, and I'm a battle rapper for URL, the Ultimate Rap League.
Ultimate rap.
The Ultimate Rap League, the one stage that matters.
I guess like from right now, like how did the URL connection even come about?
The URL did this thing called the Crucible, where they have it's like an American Idol for battle raps. They're trying to find the next new talent like in the country, and so pretty much they had this like nationwide type of talent search. So over the past year and a half, I've just been in this Crucible tournament, and I made it to the final 6. And then they realized that the Crucible thing wasn't really working, and so they just kind of announced a winner, like super casually on like a stream.
But bring
the
it all the
fans.
way back. Bring it all the way back, because you're not from the hood. You know.
I mean, that's pretty presumptive, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
But no. So when did you? Because like as long as I've known you, like you actually are like you love the culture and you really you respect it and you understand it.
Yeah.
So when did you start like getting into hip hop, and when did it become like something that you actually wanted to like actually pursue?
Yeah, I mean, it started on LimeWire when I downloaded Num/Encore. That was it. Yeah, no, seriously,
that's fire.
Yeah, because
No,
seriously,
that's timeless. That's
that
a classic.
song where I was like, because I fell in love with like Linkin Park. Because I mean, growing up in like a conservative Christian household, you're listening to just like Christian music. Then Linkin Park comes along, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is intense. This is some intense stuff
Got
for
some
us.
serious edge.
Then you find out LimeWire and you download Num/Encore, and there's some rapping in there. Oh my gosh, cooking raw with the bro. I mean, it was crazy for me. It was crazy. And so that's what made me fall in love with Jay-Z, and I just fell in love with the Black Album. And then, that's when you kind of just get more, that's where you go down that's
rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, kind of that rabbit hole. And then Eminem comes along, and then Kanye. It was kind of like those were the main three for me getting involved. Then it was T.I. and just being in the South. You have the T.I. Ludacris, that type of stuff. Yeah, that's just how I kind of fell in love with it. And then then when you finally discover 8 Mile. For me, that was it. I mean, it is. I mean,
No, 8 Mile was a fucking
No, it's
it
classic.
was-
I've seen it like
Right.
no, it was just you said, and then you finally discussed.
Then you
Every rap
The pride of rap.
Y'all gotta understand how hard it was for me to unlock these things in my household. It wasn't like we're just like bumping around listening to Get Rich or Die Trying in the car. Like, no, I have to go and like figure out like it's called 8 Mile, and they're just like angrily rapping at each other. Like, and then you find. I didn't. It's not like you had like YouTube on your phone then. No, like I had it. I burned all of the Eminem like the rap battles onto like a disc that I would just listen to like in like a Walkman and just like listen to that.
That's shout outs to the early 2000s.
Dude, it was
because
amazing.
that was that's like a golden age of like learning about a culture, and just like you had to really like go after it.
Yeah.
And like burn CDs and
Oh,
like,
totally.
yeah, dude.
Oh, going to Walmart to buy the Queen versions of stuff, man. I thought for so long it was I got 99 problems with my ain't one. I just didn't realize.
Never put two and two
Never put two. Well, no, of course.
No, that's what's up though. And then we caught up. All of us caught up at NC State. And by then, you were like, I know when I met you, you were getting into the media creation, like content creation thing. You were still kind of like working on that.
You had a green screen back then?
No.
Not yet. He wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you were making beats heavy.
Yeah, I've been
back
a lot
then.
of beats. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
like your
he
thing
was rapping,
when we first
too.
met. Yeah, you heavy, rapping, and making
Well,
beats.
he was just rapping.
Yeah, don't oversell it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a humble beginning.
No,
bro.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were rapping at the Cypher. You were making beats.
Yeah.
Making your own music. And like, you had kind of like built up a little bit of a following.
Yeah.
But one of the great memories I have with you though, Adis, is we had our own radio show. We didn't have a name for a radio show, did we?
Nah.
We just did. We had a good show though.
It was good, man. Anyway,
I had a lot of fun
We had a lot of
working
fun back and forth. Yeah.
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 But then we got, that was like my first time ever trying to reach out to someone famous was when I reached out to TTop.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Because I saw him on the BET Awards, and I was like, someone had told me that he was from, I think he said that he was from North Carolina. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, we work in North Carolina, like WKNC has clout in North Carolina. Let's like try it. So I fucking went and researched, and I found him on URL. And I was like, did like a deep dive and found his email address, and I threw it out there, and I was like,
That's
all right, let's
insane.
see what happens. And then he hit us back, and he was like, yo, King,
Yeah.
let's do this. I was like, oh shit, it worked.
T-Top hasn't changed at all. I freaking love it. He's the best.
Yeah, man. And like I see you guys are still like,
Yeah.
all the moves you've made, like you guys are still really cool.
Yeah,
and I
he's
think
awesome.
That's really like one of the coolest things I think about the whole situation, because like we were like working at a college radio station together, and like we interviewed him, and he was super humble.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, he was so cool. Like I was kind of nervous. We were both kind of nervous
Yeah.
when he came. We're like, this is kind of a big deal. Like he's on
Nah.
BET. And then he was like super cool, and like you guys like actually like formed a friendship. out of
Yeah,
it. And
no,
that's-
we definitely hit it off. And it was so funny. I remember that one of the questions I asked T-Top when he first came into the station, I was like, because I was just, then I was just so obsessed with battle rap. I mean, as I had been for years and years, but like it was crazy for me to like, meet T-Top, because he knew, because at that time, T-Top wasn't like that big in battle rap. Like he was big.
He was
To a
making
degree,
moves, but he
he had just done like the
mid-career, right?
Yeah, ironically, he had just done Rookies versus Vets against Charlie Clips, and so everyone was kind of saying Charlie had bodied him. At least like that was like at the time. I'm sure if we rewatched it, Top probably aged a lot better. But I asked him, I said, so like being in URL, like are y'all just like all hate each other? And he's like, nah, everyone's just mad cool with each other. Like we're all like friends and stuff. It's cool. I'm like Arsenal, like people have to hate Arsenal. It's like, nah, Arsenal's cool. Like we all hang out, and that's like what blew my mind. And now like being in URL and like being hanging out with like all these guys, I realized like, oh, like everyone's friends to a degree. Everyone's pretty much friends.
Except for Daylight and you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
No, like even Daylight. He followed me on Twitter like a few days ago. Like,
Oh, really?
I don't know what that's about. It kind of scares me because he's like never said anything besides like get him out of the culture. He's terrible. About me for backstory, like I battled earlier this month and the reception was mixed. And Daylight was not a fan of what I did and wanted me out of the culture and made multiple videos saying I should be out of the battle rap culture. And so I responded with a video pretty much just complimenting him and just it was still pretty aggressive, put the ether instrumental behind it, but I think it did pretty well. I kind of killed him with kindness.
It sounds like you have a lot of respect for Daylight. We actually have a big surprise for you. Daylight,
you're still in this culture. You're still in this culture. Get out of here. Yeah. Round 1. It's on day. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, you gotten replied to by a couple battle rap legends now, Daylight, Roan. How do you feel when you're about to like reply to somebody and you know that like in the entirety of battle rap is going to be like seeing that?
Yeah,
like,
it's so weird. It's so
scary?
weird, but I think the one thing that I found, it's just always best to not go at someone aggressively or say something that's super aggressive because at some point you might run into them or like it just doesn't look good when you respond to someone who says something mean to you with something that's just also mean. Because then it's just kind of weird for everyone. For me, it's always worked out best to just be either funny or be disarmingly polite. Because I'm not expecting it. You can't be liked by everybody, obviously, but you can make it a lot harder for people to hate you.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting. You're in an interesting place because, like, a lot of people like you, obviously, but at the same time, like, if you just go through any sort of YouTube video about you or a Twitter feed, it's just like some positive comments, but also some like people just have strong feelings.
They love you on
They
Reddit.
either love you or they hate you.
They love you on Reddit, by the way.
You
Yeah.
force an opinion.
They love a lot of things on Reddit, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was being sarcastic.
That was something I'm really looking for.
But but I feel like that's a kind of a good place to be in. You know, like from a move standpoint, you know, you want people to have a strong opinion on you one way or the other.
Absolutely. And I think being, a white guy at URL, you're going to just automatically cause people to talk about you. And I think like being a white guy on URL, it's funny, like I just did a podcast recently and a guy asked me like, do you think a lot of people ask like, do you think you're at advantage or disadvantage being a white guy on URL? From my perspective, I think it's easier to be liked, but it's harder to be respected. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much spot on.
Yeah, I think that people will be like, oh, I like him. He's kind of around here. But for people to be like, oh, I respect him as like a rapper and as like I personally feel like it's harder.
Like the things that like, Daylight was trying to call you out for and like other people tried to call you out for in rap, calling you like, like the kind of like toxic white guy in the culture.
I don't know if you said toxic, man.
Piece of shit white guy with no respect,
with no respect for the
racist,
culture.
Yeah.
dumb.
It's just funny because like me and you when we met and we started working together, we went back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Like talking about like what's problematic and what's not.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like, there's a lot of people who don't know you as well as I know you.
Yeah.
That think you're like this kind of like white guy that like, you're just conservative white guy and you just have the way that you look at things.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And it's funny because like I let them talk and I'll let them have their opinions and it's just like you actually listen more than most people in your position would.
If you could chime in once in a while, Charles would appreciate it, man. If you could
What do you mean?
I'll talk crap about you all the time, man. But I know.
But no,
So I just
jump
stay
in.
silent and I
what I'm
let
saying
them
is
do
like
it.
but you do lean into the edgy. You do kind of lean into that edgy. So like, how much of that? Because as much as I know you, like a lot of people don't know you. So how much of that is you just playing a character, and you just like making jokes?
That's what I run into, especially with like recently, like with your, because like I can joke with kind of everyone locally here because everybody knows me. Everyone knows me as like the rapper, and they know that like I have such a passion for hip hop as a culture, and I've been in the North Carolina hip hop scene for 12, 13 years. That's the frustrating thing, I think, and it's and I have to remember like. If someone hates me, then there's a good chance they've only seen, one battle from me, or they've seen one clip of something from me. They haven't gone back and seen everything that it took to get to the position I'm in battle rap.
How do you feel about the concept that you're a guest in the culture?
Of course, white people are guests in the culture. But I always think it's funny. I think it's so funny being a white guy in hip hop because you're always, if you feel like almost required to always remind everyone that you're aware of it too. You have to be like, guys, also to remind everyone, I'm a guest in this culture. We're all guests. Eminem's a guest in this. We're all, and it's like, I wonder if people have to do that in other cultures. Like, I wonder if I wonder if white guys in like, karate dojos are going, guys, just to remember before we go on this this kung fu thing, I'm a guest in karate to let you all know. Like, I want to make sure we all know this too. I acknowledge I'm a guest.
I just wanted
Kung
to
fu,
clarify
karate.
kung fu and karate
Kung
are
fu,
two
karate.
different things.
Wait,
But anyways,
sorry,
go ahead.
I'm a guest in that
Two
culture.
totally
though.
different
That's how he's a guest. You already
I'm a
said he
guest
doesn't
in that
know.
as well.
He didn't
I'm
know
a
any
guest.
better.
He said before you go in karate and do the kung fu thing.
Yeah.
Like a samurai.
Yeah, it's just such a funny thing. Like everyone being like, yeah, it's just such a funny thing. Everyone being like, remember you're a guest. I'm like, I remember. I know that. I've been told that. I'm on y'all's side on that. It's very funny.
I'm not saying remember that you're a guest. I'm just saying like, how do you feel about the concept of that?
Yeah, I mean, but like I've known that for 15 years that I've been rapping. I mean, I've always known that, but like at the same time, I'm a guest in this, but some white rappers can run into a problem if they go in it just feeling like if they're always remembering like, oh, I'm just a guest here, I don't really belong. Because like if you give off the vibe that you don't belong or you're questioning if you belong, because I know
Then you become a Macklemore. Basically.
yeah, that's a very good.
Yeah.
That's a good. Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of like that. Yeah,
Yes.
you become like a Macklemore.
You do
where
it
it's like,
too
What's
much.
wrong with that?
yeah.
You become very great.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Grammy winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You beat Kendrick Lamar in the Grammys. Is that
And
what you're
it's
saying?
totally justified.
Yeah, but no, like that is like a trap you run into because if you're just like always trying to be like, oh, remember, like, I think that I know every time I go into like this is such a corny thing for me to say. Every time I go into like a cipher though, it's so corny.
Oh God!
It's so corny. But like,
Every
every time,
white rapper guess we have.
yeah, I'm very comfortable in any hip hop setting, and I know like this is where I belong. I feel way more out of place.
I can't see you in any other situation.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
feel
mean?
I feel so much more uncomfortable being like in settings where like I'm supposed to be. Like if I don't even know where I'm supposed to be. But like if it's just like if I'm like I was hanging out to some friends like a little while ago, and they're all like married. They're all I know from high school, but like they all have families now, and they're talking about mortgages, talking about different types of like yards and types of grass for their lawn. And man, I'm so out of all of that. I'm like I don't know what y'all are talking about, and I feel way more uncomfortable talking about that. And I'm trying to tell them like, so like I was hanging out with like Remy Ma. Do you remember like All the Way Up, that song? They'd never heard of that. I'm like Lean Back, remember that? And like
Yeah,
that's
she's from
where
the
I
Bronx.
feel.
That's my people.
Yeah,
Look.
yeah, like that's where I feel like the most uncomfortable. And so yeah, being yes, like being a guest, yeah, whatever. But like to me, no, I feel like way more comfortable in a hip hop.
So
Yeah,
I had a question I've always kind of wondered.
you've only had freaking 8 years to ask me.
Yeah.
Right, you guys are like
I wanted to
really
wait
friends,
until we were in like a media
Until we had a
outlet,
good
so I
podcast.
could really catch you on the
I
spot
run.
So we
here.
had 3 camera angles on me.
No, but okay, so we understand that in battle rap there's like a limit that you can push on it. Don't make a limit pusher
Oh
jokes.
my God!
You did it on purpose.
Do you push it?
Now, as you like clips you've taken of your battles that have gone really viral on TikTok, there's that weird dynamic where we understand that it's just a battle and like you're attacking this concept or saying these things to this person in the context of a battle. Do you ever fear like saying something where people like if something because one of your clips got viewed like millions of times on TikTok, right? What's your most viewed one? It's like 7 million or something crazy.
No, not 7 million. Oh, like
a lot.
the music video got
Yeah,
8
or something.
million.
So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
On Facebook?
8 million, yeah.
The thing with grits though.
Yeah, with Gris, I was like 2.7.
Right, okay. So, and you wouldn't, obviously, you wouldn't just walk up to somebody and just say those things. Do you ever fear they take it out of the context of like battle rap? Like that don't really understand what battle rap is for, that you can just say these things for the art of it and they take it almost as like you're expressing an opinion that you have or something like
It's
that.
like he really hates this
I've been
guy.
having this on my chest for a long time. Well, no, I mean, the best example is the grits battle because like he was like, cause you remember like when that was set up, it was Ty set it up and he was like, so you're gonna be battling a guy from a historical black university, okay, and you're at NC State. He's gonna be talking crap about NC State, so I want you to talk crap about his historical black university. And I was like,
You encouraged it. I remember
yeah,
that.
it was like 2016.
Who
Whatever, man.
encouraged it? Who are we
I'll do
talking
it.
Ty, like,
Yeah, the guy
my
doing
favorite person.
yeah,
okay.
and so like yeah, I made some jokes like what rhymes with black university? Lacking diversity. I stand by that 1,000%. That's an amazing multi. It's hilarious and it did really well at the time and it still does well. People still like it. But and people I think the vast majority of people who see that clip, they'll go, "Oh, they'll know what's up." But we were playing a sport and together and it was golf. I'll just say we were playing golf. I was about to say we were at the shooting range, but no, we were playing golf.
Shooting range is better.
Yeah, probably not background. I was trying to get something. Yeah. And
That's funny.
Rednecks don't play golf.
yeah, and it was like the board for HBCUs or some big Twitter or Instagram account reposted that clip on their thing, and it had like
Oh, shit. I didn't
300,000
know about
followers. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, this doesn't look this like out of context. Not knowing this is a rap battle.
canceled.
This is just a white guy going like a rant about.
Oh, wait, did they repost it for the purpose of like
Yeah, so
showing?
the caption was like, it was like, what do y'all think of this? And I was like, oh shoot. And it's just some freaking white guy going, it rhymes with black, it just doesn't look good. My voice was even higher back then.
I'm better at basketball than you.
Yeah, okay, let's not go through all the lines.
Is that true though?
No,
Are you good at basketball?
I'm pretty good at basketball. Not terrible.
His dad has blocked J. Cole.
He has blocked
at a
J. Cole.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's played basketball at J. Cole and
I've
blocked his
seen
shot.
J. Cole play basketball. It's not that impressive.
Yeah, but his dad.
Yeah, my
He played
dad.
professionally in Africa. All right.
Not anymore.
No, really?
But yeah,
one
no,
game
yeah.
he left.
But the surprising thing about that was I was looking at the comments, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get roasted. But the vast majority of the comments were like, this is pretty funny.
And that's why, like I say, that some people who try to criticize you who don't really know you. It's like you've been around, like you haven't like spent all of your time like around just like a bunch of white people talking shit about black people.
I can't imagine a worse kind of hell for me. That'd be horrible, man.
No, freaking Josie Mo is like someone who respects you a lot, and like after you beat him, after you beat his ass.
We can name a lot of other black
no,
people.
like, I mean,
that respect
you
us, too. I don't know.
Not
Josie Mo-
T-Top,
I said Josie Mo-
not Suser.
I say Josie Mo just because he's like someone who's like known
Yeah.
as like an MC fucking like
Yeah,
OG type of person.
I think
but
pretty
like
much, yeah.
and like you had that battle with him and
ZigZag.
ZigZag,
Yeah.
and it was like. You guys push some limits and push the envelope a lot.
Yeah, there's most questions up there. Yeah,
I heard.
But it's all about that.
yeah, of course, yeah.
But
that's the kind of thing with battle rap though. It's very rarely like the battle rappers that get into like a fight, or it's generally if there's ever like a problem, it's generally the people that battle rappers bring with them. That's like where the problem comes from. Because like battle rappers know what's up. It's the people watching it out of that aren't really aware that like we're all kind of friends. We all know what's going on. We're all kind of in on this. It's kind of that's where the problem happens. And so especially on social media where you're just on TikTok one day and you just see some guy and I'm not like the epitome of rhythm, so it's not like you just hear me and you go instantly, oh, he's rapping right now. I'm kind of like I'm just kind of just talking for a second until it starts to rhyme. I mean, so that's like that's just like. I don't know. I think that anything that's creative that kind of pushes the boundaries is kind of funny, is kind of edgy. You show that to enough people are gonna have a problem with it, and you have to keep that in mind. But like if that starts to get into your creative process, then we're all screwed creatively.
You're also like probably like 50th in line to get canceled in terms of battle rappers with all of the other shit that other battle rappers say that's like super homophobic and like super transphobic and stuff like that. Like.
I don't even cuss. That's the crazy thing. It's like people want to like, I don't know. I don't talk about anything like, I'll rape your your mom. Like that's not me. I won't do that. I'll just make jokes about you, and people might, maybe they don't age super well in 2022, but like, whatever.
How do you feel about the concept of like things are already kind of blowing up for you, but getting like the concept of like gathering the wrong fan base, like a Tom McDonald type of fucking fan base or whatever.
Yeah,
who totally don't get you, but like will grasp onto something maybe.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though, like to add on to that, is there that type of fan base in battle rap? Like, are there? I don't know.
No, that definitely not. Yeah.
Well, you know what else I find interesting is like how many people I've seen since you've like got to URL and battled on URL that are just like, I just wish he wouldn't be so fake all the time. Like he's fake. That's not his real personality. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's definitely Some people are like, I wish he dropped the act. I'm like,
but like that is how you are.
That's
how you are all the time, for better or worse.
Yeah, that's just how. Yeah,
that's how it is all the time. But
that's the kind of thing. Like that's where I think that's where a lot of battle rappers run into problems because like they'll get on stage and they'll be so overly aggressive and so like that's their entire persona. Like at some point, man, you gotta drop that and you gotta like I don't know, appreciate a rainbow or something at some point. I don't know, do something that's not like super like hardcore. And it's funny because like since like my Swave battle, so many people, it's like an insane amount of people have reached out to me, and the vast majority of it's just been nothing but pure hate. But like a lot of people, it has not been good.
I thought you were gonna get the other one.
No. Oh, it's just horrible. I think Daylight threw a lot of gasoline on that fire because it wasn't that bad until Daylight was like, let's get him out of the culture. And we're getting 300,000 followers. So like, let's do it. So it just, you're going to get some crazy people in there. But like a lot of people like I have DMs of people like I was responding to one like a few days ago, like someone sent me like 5 paragraphs of like just things like that I need to do to like fit in on URL. And like it's generally always the same thing. It's always just generally like you need to talk more about the things that URL will understand. It's even
you got to use the N-word. That's
my 5th battle. That's why I'm gonna really bring that one out.
They told the DMs told
the DMs told. I have multiple DMs.
I was on the Very Wack show and D-Rock.
Yeah, everyone just tries to tell you what to do to fit in. I received, and SK knows, like, dude, after that battle, like I've always been critical of, especially battle rappers that like complain about, oh, fans are so mean on Twitter. I'm thinking, dude, you're a freaking battle rapper. Deal with it. But man, dude, I have a lot more sympathy for people now where I'm like, oh, this just sucks when you're just like on your phone, like just doing something and like every 15 minutes someone's tweeting at you.
Yeah.
Like they're tweeting at you. So it's not like you're like searching your name on Twitter. They're tweeting at you. So like it's going to pop up and it's just something like just a really, you're garbage. Hope I never see you again. Hope you die. That's it. And like you receive that consistently, like every 15 minutes. Eventually, you're going to start, you can be the most secure person in the world, but like that's going to start to weigh on you after a while. And eventually you're starting to go, well, I got to clap back at some of these guys. And that's how you end up just getting into.
Totally getting fucked up.
Yeah. And like that's where, but what really has helped me is remembering. At the end of the day, like, ironically, I'm going to quote Mike P on this because I saw him do like an interview. But this is like, I really like. I think Mike said this. He said, I've never met a mean fan in real life. Everyone's super nice in real life, but on Twitter, everyone's super mean to you.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's very true. What I have to remember is like, dude, there's probably 40 people on this planet that can actually critique me as far as like battle rap goes. Like 40 people that I'll like listen to. Like if you're I'm like, oh, they can do what I can do, probably even like a higher level, probably 40 people on this earth. And if someone tweets at me something like, you're garbage, like kill yourself, whatever, I have to remember like, I didn't know this person existed 3 seconds ago. So like, why on earth do I care? Like, why do I need their approval suddenly? I just found out they existed just now. Like now I have to, I hope this person likes me as a rapper.
I will admit that I because I've been posting on a Reddit board since we were doing AVL battles.
Yeah.
There's the r/rap battles. Your recent battle came up and like people were talking shit and I found myself like, nah, fuck that. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know him in real life. People are like, nah, this dude's a troll.
No, it's funny because I had to like stop myself from saying, I know him in real life. And like, nah, you look like a fucking.
I got so contrary to fans though, just disregarding like fans. just you watching your battles on URL versus before URL, or even just talking with people that have like been at a high level of battle rap, like I don't know, Real Deal or other people.
Yeah.
I'm just people that have been doing it for years that are like veterans. Has there been any like advice or things you've even seen within yourself being on different stages that you've like reconsidered your approach at all, or just anything you've like that sat with you like, oh, maybe I could do this better or differently? Is
Yeah.
not fan opinions, just actual people who do it. Has there been?
Yeah. Once again, I'm bringing up Mike P. I was listening to Danny talk to Mike P the other night, and Danny said some good. Danny Myers. He said, if more than one person tells you the same thing and they hadn't talked, the two of them hadn't talked, there's probably some truth to that. And so I like after I battled Swave, the first thing I did was I went to Beasley, who's like the co-owner of URL, and I said like, hey man, tell me everything you want me to do better, because like I didn't feel good after the battle. I was like, I know something that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Listening to him, and then listening to, like Lex is another guy that I really go to for advice, because he'll just be honest with me. And, so there are definitely people in battle rap that will kind of all tell me the similar thing. Like you gotta just rap better, like, and more like, but not even like, I feel like even the material I had for Swave, like I feel like that was still really good. It just could have been performed a lot better. And that's the problem with like doing a comedy style of battle rap, because like you can go on a stage doing stand-up comedy and have some really good jokes, but if you don't deliver them right, then it's not going to be funny, and people are going to go, well, the jokes weren't funny. And it's like, no, the jokes were funny, it just wasn't delivered the right way. And so like a lot of it is in the delivery, and that's just one of those things that I have to work out, and I have to get more comfortable being in front of the different types of crowds, because that freaking caffeine crowd, man, it is so different battling in front of something we know is being live streamed to thousands of people,
right,
versus even with the Crucible, it was all, I know thousands of people were going to see it, but like it wasn't live. So I was like, if I just crap the bed right now, they'll probably be nice and not put this out. But it's like, no, this is like anything can happen right now. Everybody's watching, and that will play in your head.
So it felt like more than just the room. Like you didn't just feel like you were in the room in front of camera. You felt like thousands of people are watching.
No,
I mean, not like you're in front of them, but you feel that pressure in the back of your head.
I really didn't. I wasn't that nervous when I battled. I was not. People were like, "You look nervous." I didn't feel that nervous. I think I was just very, very excited, and I didn't have that anger, and that's like the biggest thing. Like I didn't have that anger towards Swave that I had for my other opponents, because I just trolled Swave so much, and I just made him look so crazy, and like I did. And this sounds almost like I'm trying to be like cocky, but like I made him look so bad, and Swave was such a nice person. Like we hung out the day before with the face-offs and stuff, and we were talking, boxing. We were talking like all this different stuff. Like he's a great guy. And man, I just felt bad putting out that third promo where it just kind of like shook. It kind of just shook him, I think. And I didn't have that like when I battled J2 going in, I was like, I'm going to ruin his life. Like going into the battle with Sway, I was like, I feel like I've kind of like ruined his life already. And there wasn't that just extra drive to just, and I should have gotten myself in that mentality, and I didn't. Yeah.
That's wild to think of. Because it's like, I just like, you're known for that, in our circuit, where like we remember you, like like you've caused so much controversy, like being like just like so like you're like I'd say like you're like super sharp, but like in your face with it,
very like calculated.
And that's like
very calculated, yeah.
Yeah,
you've heard a lot of feelings with that.
I have, and I love that. I love doing that. I think, and still, even the thing is, dude, watching the battle back, I was watching it back, and like I wasn't even sure it was gonna drop. Like that's how much the feedback got into my head. I was like, oh, URL's gonna vault this battle. It's gonna be like when it comes out, it's gonna look crazy, dude. Watching it back, I'm like, this is not bad. Yeah. Really at all.
No, it wasn't as bad as everyone tried to like make it out to look like.
No, like, and also I still beat him badly. Like it's like, dude, like you have to be like
that Crip bar was fucking ridiculous.
Thank you. Yeah,
I don't know if you saw my comment on your TikTok. But
yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, I had a lot of the stuff was really good. I just should have been a lot more. Looking back, and went, oh, these are the 50 things I should have tweaked about the performance, and I know that. But it's just kind of wild to like, people be like, he's just garbage, and it is so frustrating seeing how many people come up with their own theories about why you got to that position. Like, oh, we got there because TTop, after the TTop moment, that's what got him that position. Like, no, I was in a national American Idol thing. I beat out everyone in the thousands of people
You really
audition
came from the trenches as far as like a battle
thousands
rapper
of people
goes,
auditioned
bro.
for this.
Right, right.
I beat out thousands of people. Like, and I was ranked at number 2 in the Crucible. But like, you have to remember, like, if you go back and forth with people, it doesn't matter. You're gonna look crazy.
And it's funny because like if you go on your Instagram or your TikTok, whatever, you can see the trajectory.
Yeah.
Where like you were like, you started off in that fucking auditorium in NC State, bro. Yeah.
I've been around forever. And that's the wild thing. People are like, people are like, I don't think he's really for the culture. I'm like, dude, I've done so many. We broke the world record for the longest freestyle back in like 2014 or what. I forgot about that too. Until I just it popped up in my memories. We did it like back in like early February.
Yeah.
It popped up. I was like,
Do you still have that, or did
no? It got snatched in like a few months.
Seriously?
MERS,
really?
I think someone
MERS
like that
at South by Southwest.
Yeah, South by
He said, I'll show you a cipher.
Yeah, but they brought in like 50 people, man. It wasn't even fair. But I was like, oh yeah, we broke a world record rapping freaking 12 and like whatever it was, like 11 hours nonstop.
And the way it is, like I don't know, like I feel like the people who matter, like you're only a conversation away. That's the kind of guy you are.
Yeah,
I've never known you as the type of guy. You've said some things in the past that have had me mad at you. And you've done some things in the yes.
You've never been. You've never won. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You fucking idiot. Are you serious? You've been mad at me in the past, really? When? Yeah. But we've had a great percentage of like as long as we've known each other, we've had an amazingly high percentage of like the time we've been cool. It's been a very high percentage for you because, like, with you, it's very hard.
I'm very quick to get mad.
You're very quick to get mad, man. It's a testament to me and to like how long we've been friends and like the short amount of time we've hated each other. It's been pretty short, and so I think but
very short. But that's what it is. Like he's like you're only a conversation away. For anyone who has a problem, or anyone who thinks that you're problematic.
Yeah,
you're just a conversation away.
Freaking call,
to actually
dude,
talking about it
every time,
and you're receptive. Like, if someone's
listen.
really angry at you, I know as a fact from being on the end of being angry at you.
He's humble
Screaming at
and
you.
very humble
bro.
about all of
People,
this as well.
people will call me. Yeah, I'm the most receptive.
No, he really is.
I'm the humblest.
Listen,
Humblest.
when I'm mad, you haven't seen me like
No,
mad.
I've only heard you mad.
I've heard
voice,
you mad.
little voice chat.
He's seen me mad. Like he's heard me mad.
Yeah.
And he just like he's not like and that's what I'm like. You're not the type of person who's gonna fight like you shut the fuck up. You shouldn't be that mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're the type of person who's gonna you're gonna take it and then you're gonna like
internalize it.
But you're gonna explain yourself. So I mean, like
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk about how like it's really easy for I'm speaking for myself like as a person of color to be reactionary and see someone white saying something edgy and be like, especially in these times, like what the fuck, like fuck this fucking guy. Right. But what I do respect about you is the fact that like being like seeing that you're the type of person who can take that. There's a lot of white entertainers that take the stance that you take, or just like take the approach that you take, and wouldn't be receptive to anybody coming to you one on one.
Yeah. No.
Well, in the nature of being offensive. Like you're on the line of being offensive, like people are going to be offended.
Yeah.
So I think you do a great job of knowing that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely some people that definitely hate me. I mean, it's just being open but also standing your ground to a certain. That's a bad expression. But it's also that's
Not backing down to the mob.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, standing your ground and firing back. Holding your original position and.
Man, you really backed him into a corner.
You know what I think ultimately though? It's like any sort of problematic things that you could do or somebody like you could possibly do are things that could be, like Charles was saying, so easily just educationally changed, right? They're very minor issues in the grand scheme of things. As for talking about like usually the problem has to do with race. Like there's so many larger forces of racism in the world. I think it's a little bit silly that people are like watching battle rappers and are like, this is what's really making black people's lives bad, not subprime loans from banks fucking poor black people. No, it's this white guy that 2,000 of us watched.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's a little silly. It's a little fucking silly. I always like to think, like, whenever, and I'm pretty sure I've said this in our pod group chat before, but whenever somebody identifies something racist, like, in, like, pop culture, the first thing they do is they usually go and make some custom T-shirts that were probably made in a sweatshop with forced labor of some like poor brown person who works for 2 pennies a day until the factory collapses on them. But they're like, yes, we're sticking it to the racists. We're sticking it to them.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bit silly.
I'm not gonna hop in on that one, but I'll let y'all. I'll let you y'all look at that. What do you think about that?
Pushing fucking Anderson to get the ropes for the rest for this last segment.
All lives matter. Do you agree with that statement or not?
I do real quick want to pivot from the defend Anderson angle because I feel like we've been going
We've
kind of going.
Well,
on
he
that for a
paid
little
us a
while.
lot of money to do it.
You know,
Who else is like on your radar of battles you'd really like to make happen for you?
yeah, I mean, I just made a whole entire promo video about this. Like, yeah, man, I'd like to battle. Like, you know, I think
You don't
serious.
follow his fucking.
You don't.
That's what I felt
How
like when he
fucking
said that.
Yeah, jeez, man, you didn't see
how you do your research.
my
you
most
fucking
recent
dick.
promo video. No, I think like Serious Jones would be a really fun one because
That'd be
Serious.
fire.
Do you have a final boss in battle rap years down the
No,
line?
I think
or
K-Shine would be a lot of fun to battle.
that'd be like your.
Yeah, I think it'd be
fun. Before I wrap up, I just want what after being on URL, what is the most surprisingly good thing about being at the level you're at, and the most surprisingly bad thing about being at the level?
That's a really good question, man.
That you wouldn't have known before you got there. Now that you're there.
Well, I'll start with the negative. I think the negative probably is just how much you question. How to me the worst realization has been how much you have to deal with people hating on you. And I think that happens with like anything that involves like you getting a wider fan base. It's just going to be, you're going to get a lot of hate, and you have to really deal with that. And you have to really kind of figure out, okay, am I secure enough as a person to deal with it?
Right.
And going in like into the crucible, I was like, yeah, I'm a really secure person. I'm really confident in my abilities. I'm really, you know, I can do anything. But like, man, you really get tested with like after one bad performance, or people think is a bad performance, that really tests you. And so that's been the difficult thing, trying to figure out and try to work through. But I think the best thing, dude, has just been how freaking cool people like the battlers are. Like I mean, I've called you. I mean, I get to talk to Sue Surf like a lot over the past few weeks. You know, like that's the coolest thing ever. Like that's the cool.
Yeah, he's someone I know you looked up to.
Yeah, I mean, Sue Surf, like, that's so freaking cool. And he's, like, a really nice guy. Same thing, I got to meet Sharon at Super Fight. Like, we were on the same card.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been watching him for freaking 15 years. He's the nicest human being ever. Like, it's crazy seeing people that you've been watching for so long, and like to them, to you, they're like a massive celebrity. And so in your mind, you're going, oh, they have to be just super stuck up. They have to be, but no, I mean, they're battle rappers, so they're not just like, you know, getting swarmed on the streets. So it's been really cool to see how nice a lot of these guys are. Like TTop, I mean, you've seen how cool TTop is. That's pretty much like most battle rappers, man. Yeah. They're all down to earth. They're all super cool, and they're just like my favorite people on earth, man. Anyone that can stand up there and get ridiculed and made fun of, and then dish it back. You're like, that's my favorite type of person. And like, you know, even to end it by saying something nice about Mike P. Like, you know, Mike P, just the fact I look at him and like he got bodied by Geechee Gotti and got destroyed online. But you know, like, he's not going to retire after that. He's gonna battle. He's gonna, you know, I'm sure he's gonna do, you know, a lot better in his next battle. He can't do much worse, but like I think he's gonna do a lot better in his next battle. But I do like he's gonna bounce back from that, and that takes a lot of character, and that's just kind of the nature of like a battle rapper that does this at this level. So that's been one of the coolest things about this whole experience.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, listen, man. Everything that you're doing is fucking awesome.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate being on here, man.
It's been awesome watching you do it. Fucking for real. Seriously. Proud of you. I know everybody in this
we're proud
fucking
of
room
you,
is
man.
fucking proud of you.
We're
bro.
proud of
Oh
you,
man,
Fucking proud to be standing next to you.
I don't know. I'm mostly
Bro.
jealous.
yeah, you should.
A little bit spiteful.
I'll tweet some mean
Yeah,
things at you throughout the day.
Personally,
Give
just
you-
like excited to see what you got to do next. Because like it's just like one thing I know about you is like, you just always got another fucking rabbit in the hat. So
yeah.
we're looking forward to it. Good having you guys. You know what I mean? Like it's good to be back. It's
good to be
the
back.
boys is back in
Definitely,
town. You feel me?
definitely.
Boys are back in town.
No.
Feels
But
very
Anderson,
boys,
again, thank you again
Appreciate
for
it,
coming
man.
through, man. You're a very busy man, so I really do appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate it, man.
Do you got to plug Al Capone cigarellos or
Yeah.
any sort of
Yeah,
URL
exclusive vodka.
URL sponsorship?
Made exclusively for
exclusive
you.
vodka.